Hello, in this video I'll talk to you about The Clown That Wouldn't Smile, an ebook by Daniel Tortuga. That's me. Once upon a time there was a happy clown jumping for joy. His mother would yell so much when he was 23 years old and even earlier that he moved out and quit his job and then became homeless. He quit his job because he was working as a cashier, and after 2 Saturdays, the first Saturday $50 was missing. The following Saturday another $50 was missing. So he quit that job, and then he didn't have the money to pay for his. So okay, he was homeless. The first wife said, "No Tai Chi Chuan exercises in here. No books in here." Now, she had been his girlfriend and she was awesome in bed. Super awesome. She could lift him up, you know. She had a strong body. However, I found out now, talking here, some women, they love you, but they don't want to live with you. They see everything. Like, I remember it all the time. She said, I used to spend all my time sitting down on my free time, and she used to say, put a bed sheet on the sofa. Don't sit on that sofa. She had a brand new sofa. She had two of them because when she bought the condo, they left a sofa there, and it was pink, and so I used to sit on it, and I didn't need to put a bed sheet on it. But then she did something, and she bought a new sofa that was white, but she would always put bed sheets on it. And I think that my clothes were cleaner than the visitors she occasionally had, like maybe once a year, twice a year. Because, not that they were wearing dirty clothes, but mine were pajamas. And theirs, they already had sat in their car to get there. You know, they were street clothes, you know, like jeans or something. So, like, I don't know. But she wouldn't make them sit on the bed sheets. It was too neat. I like neat, but not when you're not able to sit on it that it's so neat, you know. Oh, and I thought that she had lied and that she didn't really love me and only wanted the citizenship paper from the marriage. But you don't have to get married to get a citizenship paper, because if you read the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, whatever you want is in there. If you want a job, you don't need to be a citizen to get a job. You may need the papers that go along with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, meaning the ID and the passport. But if you live in the United States, one of your rights all over the world is to work. And it doesn't say that you need a Social Security card and so on. There are so many businesses built upon lies, but these businesses everybody believes. For instance, let's say I'm an illegal in the United States, so I don't have a Social Security card. So what I do is I start a business, and then you just pay the business, and then I get the money because I'm the president of the business. Now that works for guys that are like mechanics or painters or construction workers. I mean, you just pay the business, subcontractors and all of that. But that's going around it. There is no need to have a Social Security card. And that's one way to go around it. You just start a business, but you need the $300 to incorporate and things like that. But this first spouse, she gave me sensational sex, but she wouldn't cuddle with me. Like, she wouldn't be sitting down next to me. She did that a very extremely few times. And she wouldn't talk with me either. She was more like the wire mother in Haslow's experiment, the monkey experiment, where the monkey goes, gets milk from the wire mother, and then comes back to the mother that hugs him. But I understand, she was in her lifetime at that moment, she was full of, I have to work. She was into a robot. Work. So then she had money, but she didn't have relaxation time. Now she has relaxation time, but she's all by herself, you see. All right, now my Queen Isabel was my girlfriend after this first spouse, and she had painful sex. For her, it was painful, and she couldn't get pregnant. So this is my biography, by the way, the clown that wouldn't smile. The second wife, this one here, she yells. She's a ruthless bully. She is inconsiderate. I don't care. You know, she's inconsiderate. She has no mercy, and she has no need for sex. She really doesn't. But God is merciful, and God gave me my son, and my son is also my disciple. Now, what that means is that my son comes home and he wants to practice Tai Chi Chuan with me. I don't have to go after him. He says, Daniel, show me this again, right here. And I show him again. Show me wave hands, Daniel, again. And I show him that. So he wants to learn. Even though, of course, he goes in other directions, like he goes into rock climbing and into monkey bars climbing, and he goes into mantis style, and he goes into other styles. He comes back to me. He loves me. Alright, so this second spouse, she Baker acted me, and she stole my time from my son. How? Because there are 4 influences, if I remember correctly. One is the TV and the internet, the media, right? That takes your kids' time, and that gives them ideas. The second one influence are the parents. The parents also influence their children. Do you read? If you read with your kids, then your kids will also read. And if you read alone, then your kids will also read. But if you don't brush your teeth, your kids are not going to brush their teeth. Alright, they copy us as parents or as children. The third one is the school. The school influences what is important. The school says, this is important. And the kids, most of them believe it. Now, the fourth element is their friends or their peers. If their peers have motorcycles, then that could be an influence. If their peers drink beer or alcohol, that could be an influence. What I tell my son is, we got to get out of the United States if you want to drink a beer. And I can't give you one now, because if we get divorced, the spouse will say that I corrupted you by giving you a beer, and then the judge will say, oh yes, you go with the mother. The mother has not given him beer. But yet, I don't drink beer, by the way. I had a neighbor that would give me a couple of beers. They were like this small, or maybe a little bit bigger. And I said, oh wow, they're all not horrible. Because I mean, I remember tasting a beer and I was like, ugh. And then this one I said, oh, it's not that horrible. But I drink aloe juice, guys. That's what I drink. And my son tried it, but he didn't like it. All right, so this clown learns about Christianity and stops smiling. But he stops smiling, and then he becomes a powerful man at influencing his spouse, his mother, and his daughter. And his disciple does hard work. His disciple comes home from school and reads about electricity. He reads about family on bikes and courage and being courageous. He reads the Bible and learns wisdom and knowledge. The Lord delivered Daniel. The Lord delivered Daniel. The Lord delivered Daniel. The Lord will deliver me. The Lord delivered Jonah. The Lord delivered Jonah. The Lord delivered Jonah. The Lord will deliver me. Now this one's from the book Character Building by Booker T. Washington. It's a child's prayer when the child finds out that he is being sold into, well, he's a slave and he's being sold, and he's not going to see his mother again. And so his mother had taught him that prayer. The Lord delivered Daniel. The Lord delivered Jonah. The Lord delivered the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. The Lord delivered the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. The Lord delivered the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. The Lord will deliver me. The Lord delivered the Israelites from Pharaoh. The Lord delivered the Israelites from Pharaoh. The Lord delivered the Israelites from Pharaoh. The Lord will deliver me. And I've added some. The Lord delivered baby Moses. The Lord delivered baby Moses. The Lord delivered baby Moses. The Lord will deliver me. And you could add on and on and on. I like the one, the Lord delivered Samson. The Lord delivered Samson. The Lord delivered Samson. The Lord will deliver me. And now, see, in the story of Samson, after he gets his captured and he gets his hair cut, right, and gets captured, and he gets his eyes blinded, I think something was inserted into his eyes, maybe something hot. And so he is blind. And what I think about it is his hair grew back, and Samson said, please God, forgive me and let me die. That was his desire, to die. Can you imagine how you feel that you want to die? And he allowed Samson to die and take many of his enemies with him, just by knocking down the building. So I really do like that God delivers people. Jesus, God, they both deliver people. So my son is my disciple, and he's ready to do hard work. He reads the Bible. He behaved in such a way that nobody was offended. All right, now we're going back to the clown. Now, I'm the clown here. Daniel behaves in such a way that nobody is offended. I don't go to people's houses. I stay away from everybody. I stay in my room. I stay away from my dangerous family. Now, sometimes they are, like my mother sometimes has something nice to say. But I stay away from her because it's dangerous. All right? Now, the clown and the disciple. In this chapter, the clown and the disciple, they became millionaires. How is that possible? Well, you see, all things are possible to him that believeth. And where I have failed, my son will succeed. How is that possible that your son can succeed? Well, I spent 7 years practicing Tai Chi Chuan on Saturdays mostly, just on Saturdays, and not doing much practicing during the week. And I was thrown all over the place by anybody that wanted to push hands with me. And I didn't know I was any good until one Sunday I threw one guy. And that's only because I had just learned that technique the day before, a couple of days before on the beach. Not even in class. Some guy saw me practicing on the beach, and he showed me this one tiny technique when you're doing push hands that I fell on the floor. I didn't even know what happened. And that's how I applied it to my classmate. Well, he was from another school, but still, we were practicing. And then he got up and he wanted to leave, and I said, no, let me show you what I did to you. And everybody was like, Daniel knocked somebody down? Daniel? If you do the time, even you will become great, or greater than you are. So the clown and his disciple became millionaires. They became world citizens using the passport, right? Because I always teach my son that right now we're here in the United States, but at some other point we want to travel. I think everybody wants to travel. And so you start thinking about how to travel. So we became world citizens, we became electricians, we traveled on flying boats, we opened an orphanage with Carlos, the young boy in Honduras that was picked up by my second mother-in-law. I never met my first mother-in-law, but the second mother-in-law, the one I have, the mother of this spouse here, she picked up this baby that is, the baby's mom was 15 years old when she had him. So I give thanks to God. Thank you, God. You gave me my freedom. Or it's actually a song from Jean Valjean in Les Miserables. Thank you, God. He gave me back my freedom. He gave me freedom. He gave me back my life. Who am I? I'm Jean Valjean. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't remember what that, he had a special number as a convict. Well, it's alright. The cats broke a glass the other day. I mean, it had my moringa in it, my container, a glass container. Oh boy, moringa, it's expensive, but God gives everything. Everything is expensive. It's all in your mind. It's expensive or it's inexpensive. It's all in your mind. Enjoy your life. Be better than I am. Make your own biography. Here, my life in 19 minutes here. Alright, so talk to you later. Be better than I am.